This is Mrs. Phelps with review day 2 on chapter 11, part 2, and chapter 12. So yesterday in the chapter 11, part 1 video, I covered going over radius, circumference, area, diameter for a circle. We're going to start out by doing another problem like that, and then looking at the equation of a circle and graphing a circle. So this is everything that you're going to see on the final from this chapter. Yesterday's video I covered that meters squared on Schoology on a computer is using this little button. It's called the caret. So this is meters, and then this represents the exponent, so meters squared. So it says find the radius and the diameter of a circle with an area of 1,963.495 meters squared. So we have the area, and the formula for area is pi r squared. So make sure you have those formulas memorized. You should have those memorized because it's open notes. You can have those out for yourself. And we need to solve for the radius. So here on the right side we have pi times the radius squared. So we need to get the radius by itself. So the first thing we want to do is divide by pi. Now pi is not just 3.14. It's a number that goes on forever. So make sure when you're typing this in, 1,963.495, that you divide by the actual button on your calculator, pi. And this comes out to 624.99987, so 625. And this is equal to the radius squared. That's what we're left over with. So if we want to get the radius by itself, it's currently squared, then we can take the square root of both sides. So if you take the square root of 625, it comes out to 24.99999, and in other words, that's 25. So 25 meters. So we found the radius, and the diameter is just double the radius, so the diameter is going to be 50 meters. If you were also asked to find the circumference, then you could just plug the radius into the circumference formula or the diameter and go from there. Number 4, it says, given the circle below, find the following. What is the center of the circle? So this right here is the center of the circle. We want to write it as an ordered pair, so x comma y. So the x coordinate is 3 and the y coordinate is -5. So the center of the circle is 3 comma -5. What is the radius of the circle? So the radius is the distance from the center of the circle to the side at any point. So that would be 1 unit, 2, 3, 4. So this is 4 units. That's the radius. 4 units, so just 4. The general formula, I should say formula, I'll have that changed for your notes. The general formula of an equation for a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. You do not need to memorize this. You will see this in Math 3 though. H and k represent the center of the circle. So this is also written as h comma k. So to write this equation, we're going to do x and then minus the h value, so x minus 3, and it's kind of like with when we did vertex form, it should be the opposite of the sign you see. So x minus 3 squared plus, and then parentheses, y minus k, so that's y minus -5 is y plus 5 squared, and that's equal to the radius 4 squared. This goes here. So for actually typing this into Schoology, you need to do the x quantity first and then the y quantity. And then on the right side, I want you to simplify that. So don't type in 4 squared, type in 16. So this would be parentheses, don't do any spaces, x minus 3, close the parentheses. Then we use the caret button, that means an exponent. So we use the caret, a 2, so it's squared, plus, again, no parentheses. This still will follow PEMDAS because it's parentheses first, then exponents, and then it would add this quantity. So parentheses y plus 5, close the parentheses, caret squared, equals, and then 4 squared, that is 16. So this is how that equation should look on Schoology when you type it in. I think I provide an example for you on how that looks when you go to type it in. So, and then number 5, it says given the equation of a circle, so now we're working backwards. Given the equation of a circle is x plus 5 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 36. So again, if this is in the form x minus h squared, y minus k squared, then whatever we see here, it's actually going to be the opposite of that sign. So this is really x minus negative 5. This is y minus positive 3. So the center of the circle is negative 5, comma, positive 3. So again, opposite of what you see, instead of 5 it's negative, instead of 3 it's positive. The radius of the circle, so on the right side we have the radius squared. So if the radius squared is 36, then that tells us that the radius will be 6. And that is all from chapter 11. So thank you for watching, and please watch the next video to go over all of chapter 12.